August Miniaz with Real Estate Investing Demystified. We're at the best ever conference here in Salt Lake City, and we're with Dr. Ramaswamy.
August, it's a pleasure to see you again,
Absolute
man.
pleasure. No, for sure. Yeah, just a couple of questions for you. Thank you. We just kind of took you off guard, but you're always at these conferences. You're adding value to not only patients, but also investors, and you're very involved. Talk to us about what brings you to the best ever conference.
August, thank you for those kind words. Thank you for having me on your platform. I'm a fan of you guys. I love what you're doing in terms of putting out good content out there. I think these conferences are critical, especially in a time like this when the economic fundamentals are shifting, our business is shifting to some extent, all of us are having to think on our feet. I think the main draw here is to see what everyone else is doing in their business, whether it's multifamily or is this car washes or this is a multifamily focused conference, and that's the main goal, I think. Especially, I think everyone has a hint of nervousness in these times. All of us are wondering what's coming next. Those of us who hold assets, have assets which are performing to different degrees of success. And I think the most important thing for me at this conference is to see and learn from everyone. This, I believe, is the year of capital preservation. This is the year of asset preservation. I think those of us who thrive in this environment will go on to do really well, and I'm here to learn from everyone else. That really is my number one goal.
Yes. Yeah. No, I really appreciate that. Now, let me extract a few points that you just mentioned. Talk to us about the economy. What is your forecast? Do you believe that we're heading into a recession? Do you think we're going to avoid a recession? Do you think the Fed will continue increasing interest rates? Do you think the inflation will subside? Give us your thesis on where the economy is and where it's going.
I'm just flattered that August thinks that I have the depth of understanding and knowledge to answer the question, but I'll try. I'm a keen reader, and my sort of synthesis, as I've seen the crystal ball change for even the experts, even if you just trend out what's been said in the Wall Street Journal, op-ed pieces, I think everybody was counting for a soft landing with a small, mild recession, which is short and not too deep. So far, it seems like that's playing out. The employment numbers or the unemployment numbers are all holding. We are certainly seeing job losses in some sectors, such as the tech sector, very high profile. But there's also a lot of hiring in hospitality. There's hiring in healthcare. So we have this very interesting time, perhaps unprecedented, with unprecedented interest rate hikes, which everyone's familiar with, which materially impacts our business. At the same time, you still have an economy that's holding on. So I think I am still hoping for that we still have this soft landing, that whatever recession we see, which is 2 continuous quarters of contraction, which we're yet to see, is short and soft. And I still think the experts think that's where we're going.
Got it. Yeah. No, really appreciate it. Now, you're very intimate with investors. Let's talk about capital markets.
Sure.
Are investors still interested into deploying their capital? Are they sitting on the sideline? Talk to us about the investor sentiment, if you may.
Sure. Investors are nervous for sure. We have a lot of investors who are from the technology sector out west in Silicon Valley. I think what's happening in that sector and what's happening to their portfolios, their stock options is definitely impacting their decisions to invest. So we're definitely seeing investors feeling, a little gun shy. Having said that, stocks were all the rage for the last decade, the last 5 years, especially during the pandemic. Everybody was in the stock market. Now, I think increasingly there is an interest to look at other assets like real estate that has stood the test of time. People recognize that here's an asset class that is not as flashy, doesn't yo-yo up and down like a stock in any number of companies. So I think there's also an openness to think beyond what was at times a herd mentality. And I think investors are recognizing all of this. So I think it's a mixed bag. We have investors who are actually leaning in. We have investors who are holding back and just saying, look, I need more time. So I'm seeing a plethora of sort of behavior.
Got it.
So we have people coming knocking on our doors who probably wouldn't be that interested in this sector.
Got it. Yeah. Got it. At the end of the day, there's inflation. People don't want their capital to erode away to inflation. Yeah. So deploying that capital into asset classes that have performed well over the last century would be the great way to go.
Yeah.
Hey, I really appreciate you taking the time. Maybe you can tell our viewers how they can connect with you, stay in touch with you, subscribe to you, if you may.
This is fantastic, August. Thank you again for having me. I'm Madhu Ramaswamy with Falcon Capital Investments. Our website is falconcapllc.com. We're a Washington, D.C.-based private equity company, primarily focused on multifamily. My cell phone is 215-500-7576. WhatsApp, text me, and we'll go from there. FalconCapLLC.com. We're Falcon Capital. And August and Ava, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.